Authorities in Marietta, Georgia, announced on Monday that they had found the killer of a 9-year-old girl who was abducted, raped, brutally murdered, and dumped in a wooded area more than 50 years later. Debbie Lynn Randall, then 9 years old, was walking home from a laundromat, which was a half-block from her home, in Marietta when she was kidnapped on January 13, 1972. Her disappearance set off a frantic search with 4,000 people out looking for her in hopes of finding her alive. On January 29, 1972, tragically her body was found 16 days later by a group of Southern Tech students about 1,000 feet south of Windy Hill and Powers Ferry Road. An autopsy determined she died by strangulation. While the case had stumped investigators for years, there was some key evidence on her body, a hair and a piece of cloth with a flowery design. The Marietta police detectives investigated and followed up on hundreds of leads without success. Back in 1972, investigators did not have the advantage of DNA testing. But over the years technology improved and investigators submitted several items from the crime scene. In 2022, a piece of cloth that was recovered from the crime scene was sent to forensics for further analysis after police obtained more DNA testing funding. DNA Labs International conducted further testing and found a potential match for the killer, an unknown man who was not on the police suspect list, back and contacted the family to provide additional DNA samples for comparison. With the advancement of genetic genealogy technology in the years since, additional efforts were made to review evidence and create an SNP profile. A familial DNA profile was discovered after many years. The suspect's body was exhumed, and DNA tests revealed that Williams B. Rose was responsible for Debbie Lynn Randall's death. He was 24 years old when he committed the crime and committed suicide in 1974. Rose had acquaintances who lived in the same complex as the victim, according to investigators. Ron Alter, the head of Cobb County's cold case unit, said he believes it was a crime of opportunity, that Rose may have been driving by and saw Debbie and abducted her. Alter said Rose was never a suspect prior to the DNA match, although Rose's family members told Alter that Rose was scared of going to jail and he may have felt investigators were closing in on him, which could have been a reason he committed suicide. For decades, the family never learned who did this to the 9-year-old, with her parents dying before they ever got to know the truth. Her mother died of leukemia in 2018 while her father died last year. Her brother, Melvin Randall, was at the news conference to hear who the person was who killed his sister. My family appreciates everything they've done, all the time and the effort that they've done to bring it to a close.